Hey, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Dead in Vinland. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not even gonna try to fake anything here, guys. This is like the third time I've tried to record this. I'll take a brief rundown for you here. The initial recording was fine. Had a blast. Did 2 videos. Loved every minute of it, as I normally do with Dead in Vinland, and I went back to watch everything over. And of course, sure enough, what happens? No commentary. Something was muted. I don't know what it was. I'm thinking it was the microphone itself. I'm sure OBS was fine, but I'm sure it was the microphone itself seemed to be was probably muted. I have a bit of an odd setup. I've talked before about the margarine containers and different things I've used to build up the microphone and kind of have a weird setup going on here because I don't know anything about any of this stuff. And I also have this, other paraphernalia on here that kind of wraps around the base of the mic, and I guess I was not able to see the dim flashing light that warns you that your microphone may or may not be muted. So we're well into this here now. I'm trying to remember original commentary and then the follow-up commentary that got lost because I went and was talking over the video and recording through Audacity and did not realize that Audacity had or seems to have a 15-minute cap for the clip, and so that commentary was also lost, and I was just very dejected last night. It was a late night that I was doing that, late for me anyway, and so dejected after that I was just going to scrap all the videos, and I thought, I can't do that. I'm enjoying the game so much, and I want a continuous string of videos. Even if it means one has to go up late, then that's fine. I'm going to have it exist nonetheless. So next day, here I am recording over a video which was originally recorded with commentary. I had a second attempt at commentary, and now doing a third attempt at commentary over top. So we'll see how it goes. But regardless of all that, how are you doing? Because your day almost has to be better than mine has been. I'm going to keep checking the bottom of this mic probably and making sure that it's registering my voice as I need it to. But yeah, I was talking a lot in both iterations of this video. I was talking a lot about how things have changed personally as I was trying to determine how to set out these skills here for Yagoob, and it wasn't a great selection, but I managed, as I usually do, to click a button without too much delay. But yeah, things are so different here. No free time basically. Having to steal it, here and there. Probably going to be doing a lot of late night recordings where I talk quietly and hopefully clearly directly into the mic, kind of like this, and taking that approach because nighttime is about the only time I can get away with this kind of thing. Like I said, it's seasons, man. It's summer. It's beautiful here, and there's just too many demands on my time and being drawn in different directions, and work and secondary work and YouTube and that's not even bringing up family. So there's all kinds of stuff going on. Spending a lot of time in the bush, a lot of other interests I'm looking to pursue, and hopefully hoping to record some of it, bring it out, see what there is to see out in the great outdoors in small town Canada. Animals and bush and water and paddling and fishing and anything that comes to mind here. Yeah, see right there, I'm looking at the fabric situation, and things are dire. In these videos, there's a lot of, we get behind the 8 ball here. This is as you can see with Tomo's fatigue levels are obviously high, and everyone's taking a bit of a beating. Kari, come now, my girl. I don't know what this delay was about. Can't imagine what I was talking about, but that little mystery is lost forever to the ages. We'll never know what T. Broman of 2 iterations ago was talking about there. Yay, they're gonna go hunting, I guess, is what this boils down to. Affinity bonuses go up. But why so serious, Dad? Is there a problem? I just want to have some time with my little daughter. I'm not so little anymore, you know. Moira says I'm almost a woman now. I know. Let's pretend for tonight that you're still my child and that I still have some moves with the bow to teach you. But, of course, Dad. The first who catches a rabbit wins. You're already losing. My little girl so full of life. Just affinity bonuses coming out of everywhere here. What have I done? Gods, you can take anyone but spare her. I beg you. And we add to Eirik's sort of overbearing sense of guilt. But we get some meat out of it. And Kari gains some experience. But yeah, you can see it. And I blame a lot of this on the weather here. And we've got Tomo and Moira in a dire situation. And things just keep getting piled on and piled on. It's a bit of a strange time here in the old Dead in Vinland camp, because behind it just in so many ways, and the mystery is I don't know how it happened. Like I say, I'm blaming the weather, but you know, we're going into this video here and already behind the 8 ball. So and the weather continues. That's the toughest part. But we'll see where this takes us. We'll without getting too spoilery, we'll go through these videos and watch us dole out berries and raw fish and raw meat and try to make the best of a bad situation. But yeah, I was talking a lot about the pulling in different directions and how YouTube really started as a way to fill in some of the downtime for me, and rather than ignore YouTube during the busy times, I'm just gonna kind of take you along for the ride. You know, there'll be different content, weird content, unusual stuff, but also we'll stick to the tried and true gaming. I will manage to steal some time here and there, and get a little something going on in terms of new games, while still staying true with Dead in Vinland here. And there, yeah, see, another just distraction, and it's all 3 recordings now have been replete with distractions. It's been unreal, muting the mic and unmuting and having to. There's another video that has to be spliced together. It's unreal. We have one sunny day here, some respite, so to speak. Not a great turnout on the drying rack, but we have a brief moment of no rain, and we try to catch up here, make a ton of salt. It's something I always neglect, and with the free non-potable water we were getting, I figured it was time to kind of build up a bit of a salt supply, because I do want to use that drying rack. Even in real life, the idea of just drying your food, smoking fish and things like that always interests me, but in the game, I wanna kind of push that as well. That drying rack, it's that steal chance that kind of drives me crazy. But yeah, here I'm looking at how I'm gonna try to catch up, because everyone's stats are really at risk, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to pair people up, using affinity bonuses and things like that. Like here, I'm looking at where everyone should be partnered up, if they can, and a lot of downtime. I make a lot of moves in these videos that are very unusual in terms of how I divide the people up, and it's all in the name of trying to get through these kind of scary red stat situations. So we have Tomo and Moira going into the depression recovery, mainly for Moira, but also Tomo, and they had a decent enough affinity bonus. I wanted to try it. Lots of people taking it easy, Kara in the resting tent, but poor old Eirik is stuck on the wood. And crafting is always an ongoing problem, because we're shooting for those pens, because we need that fabric, and we need the pens so we can get the wild sheep, so we can start figuring out, learning a thing or two about the fabric situation, because everything all at once is kind of behind the 8-ball. Our stations need to be repaired. We need to, kind of create an inventory of rope, and as well as, build new things, which takes wood. We need everybody everywhere all the time, and when they start getting extra depressed and tired, it's a tough one to catch up. So you're going to see a lot of people taking it easy and trying to recover, trying to split the remaining people up into useful tasks. And a lot of double checking for me, going over and making sure I've got everybody where I want. When I first came back from a bit of a hiatus, as the backlog worked its way out, I was kind of click happy in that video. I think it was called Welcome Back. Very click happy and hitting the rollover button there without making sure everyone was where I wanted them to be. So here I'm very, very slow in going through. Eventually we hit the rollover, and we do get some good rolls in terms of recovery that I was pleased with, especially I think due in large part to those affinity bonuses. So there's some positive here, and I don't think by any means we're doomed. Like that 40 roll right there, I mean that's nice. That brings her down to very manageable. Takes up a time, this whole morning now for Moira is gone, but it is possible. Oh yes, we're building up that stockpile of arrows. I wanted to, on top of everything else, we're learning new stations, mainly in the form of the hunting camp, and how we're going to meet that tribute that you see kind of staring there that I haven't mentioned, the 20 raw meat tribute in 5 days, a new one for us. And I was thinking a lot about how I was going to manage my meat, so to speak, and get that done. And the first step was to make make the hunting camp a double operable station, to have father and daughter go out there and slay some tiny animals. All in the name of staying alive and keeping Bjorn happy, of course. So Tomo's going to get some much deserved or much needed rest. And we're just cycling through here and taking a look at where everyone is, making sure they're where they need to be with their stats and whatnot. I'm trying to get the best output from those stations. A lot of this is double checking. Not gonna lie, a lot of going back and forth and kind of being uncertain about how I'm doing it. And this is where we make our first kind of strange move here, is get Parvana, because I didn't want all this raw stuff to just to go to waste, right? All this fish, and try to get some decent hunger reduction come nighttime, and checking on Parvana's cooking skill there, and deciding to move her over, just because we have everybody in kind of a weird spot, right? And a lot of this video too was, as you could just see the mouse cursor there hover over Kari, it was trying to figure out what to do with young Kari, because was really trying to avoid an encounter through exploration. So exploration has taken a hit in a lot of these videos, because I'm trying to stay close to home and get things up and running, right? The pens and the meeting the tribute, because I've also kind of set this sort of personal goal where I'm not gonna mess around with tribute levels. I'm gonna do my best to meet the demands and not try to push my luck too far, because watching Bloodwood get smacked around was just, it hits you in the gut, it was not a good experience. And yeah, like the pens, that's a resource intensive, fairly resource intensive upgrade. 20 ropes is not a small amount, and 30 wood after just having a wood tribute. We're behind the 8-ball as it is, so trying to generate another 30 wood while also still fueling the camp is no small task. Well, considering Eirik is flirting with a yellow 40 level depression there. Yeah, so going over everything, making sure we've got our wood to meet Parvana's cooking needs, making sure everything is in decent enough condition. Excuse me, I yawn in a lot of these videos now just because I am so tired. You know, the day starts at about 5:30 for me. 5:30, 5:45, and depending on how much commentary work I plan on doing, could go, you know, to as late as 11:30 or 12 or so. So I'm gonna try to catch I've been watching a lot and listening to a lot on the importance of sleep, and realized how much I've been depriving myself of sleep and how not good that is. I'm trying to fix it, but you know, I'm trying to shoot for that, just at least that 7 hours it would be nice, but like I say, it's kind of tough. If I could push my morning to 6 and then get to bed at 11 would be the easiest way to 21 roll on fatigue, not bad. Be the easiest way for me to get a good 7 hours, but you can never guarantee that. So they got a couple of good depression rolls there, I think, that really helped. I didn't quite see Eirik's, but yeah, we finish our arrows. I think my meat management strategy was, I don't think I had developed it quite yet. I needed to see, yeah, we have to wait until we can plop Eirik and Kari in that hunting camp and see what they can kind of generate. And I mean, Parvana did, I mean, she can do no wrong in my eyes, and a 50-50 split on the fish was decent enough for me, and Kari and Moira kind of picked up the slack with an extra 9 berries just to make sure people don't starve to death, which they're not likely to do considering we're gonna stress and tire them to death first, it would seem. But yeah, we end the day and see what kind of tribulation. Oh yeah, bloodwed, right? Let me share a bit of extra food with you tonight. I know what this delay was. I spent a lot of time here talking about how this conversation was going to go and how I was worried about the possible outcomes here based on Parvana's history with Eirik. And I had a good chuckle here at how I thought this conversation might go. And I pretty much hit it on the head, the nail on the head here with my concerns about a possible Parvana backhanded compliments and the relationship hit that might be coming here. Thanks. Do you have to? You don't have to. You earned your share. No, really, I'm not hungry. Since we've met you, we've been eating a lot more than before. And I'm just waiting for it here. Just waiting for I don't want to gain extra weight. And since you obviously don't care, and there it is. We knew it was coming. Parvana, the sassy little minx. Are you saying that I'm fat? Oh, no. It's just that you do so much work during the day. You need to eat well. That's what I meant. And the eyebrows. I was noting the difference in meaning when Parvana is kind of winking and oscillating her eyebrows with Bloodwed compared to when she does it with Eirik. Totally different context. You could do a bit more work too in the camp. You'll see. It's very tiring. And the relationship starts to go down. Yeah, but I don't know how to do things perfectly like you all do. I can't lift as much. I could break things and all. No, it's better for everyone if I let you guys do the work. And she gets the lazy trait, go figure. Try to help how you can. If you want to share our food and shelter, you have to work. Very reasonable, even for Parvana. She's got her role for sure. Dehydration has not really been an issue. We got tons of water and we're getting lucky on the rolls. I think it was 2 last night and 4 tonight, so I can never complain about that. And we're gonna dole out some food, keep everybody in the green as much as possible, and manage those yellows and reds to the point where kind of have them under control on a day-to-day basis. So don't have to waste days playing catch-up. Always generous with the berries, I am, Broman. Always generous with the berries. Yep, everyone comes down a fair ways. So yeah, I'll be getting this video up later today. It'll It'll be late for the day. Oh, look at that. And see, just as we get them under control, Yagoob is creeping into red and depression for some reason. Nasty, nasty stuff. Yeah, it'll be late, but at least I'll have the video up for the day, and that'll be nice. And I'll have to start worrying about tomorrow's video. And I had such a nice backlog. I should have pushed myself to keep going, but now I'm. Yeah, and see the weather. The weather is starts to give us a little bit of a beating. You know, it's not an insignificant factor here. Managed to get one dried meat off the rack, and we're starting to worry about how we're going to keep everybody in good shape, well enough to do all the things we have to do. Yeah, and here I'm doing my meat management. This is where I started crunching some numbers, some serious numbers, because I was pretty impressed with the 9 to 18 possibility, considering we only need 20. And I thought, you know, if we got 2 low rolls, we'd only be 2 short of tribute. So I was thinking, you know, can we push it and risk just doing the day before, and then see what rots overnight, and then hopefully we'll have the morning interval to hunt again before Elof comes a knocking. And then I'm thinking, well, should we go maybe 2 days out and get a real big stockpile going? But then that just means more is going to degrade during the night, and you know, because it's a percentage-based thing. So the more we have, the more degrades, the more we have to make up. And I'm trying to think of how we can do this. And the arrows, you know, making sure we have enough for the arrows, and we've got enough for 4 intervals there. So we shouldn't have to waste anybody else's time and wood making more arrows. In 4 intervals, we should be able to get enough to meet the tribute amount, surely. And I was pretty much settling in on doing them, both of them back-to-back hunting the day before, and then hoping for a morning interval on the day of to pick up any slack. And then in the meantime, I was going to try and get their stats way down, to hopefully bump up their min and max hunting output. Possibility, you know, get Kari's sickness and strain and injury down. Try to keep Eirik's depression in check, even while he continues to chop wood. And then through all that, figure out a way that I can get the pens done. Gotta get the hemp to make the rope to make the pens. And yeah. So just looking at, we're shooting for that 15 crafting recipe is what I wanted. Being 4 hemp short, I figured it was time to give that a shot today, and hopefully get that hemp in the morning here. We're going to compare Moira and Pervana and see if they could each make it, and who would be better off somewhere else, and who would be better off here. Trying to get everybody situated as good as we possibly can. Of course, poor Tomo. Nothing much better to do than mine or be a healer, which is quite odd. And then even despite all this, we have to stick a couple of people in the tavern here to still to deal with depression. We check on their affinity bonuses here and think, you know, an idea of how good of a choice this is. And they're sitting at 20%, so that's not insignificant. That's a decent amount. You're talking about depression reduction, you know. So yeah, we ended the video there.